Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mysterious Mr. Ryan and welcome to the Down Under Project. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really complex build. It's actually really simple on the face and I'm really pleased with how well this came out. So the idea of this build is it's entirely a basement build that I've been working on for a little while now. I've had the idea of wanting to do something dug into the ground, but I've never been able to implement it very well. So yeah, hopefully you're pleased with how well this came out. So to start off with, you can see first things first, the eagle-eyed among you will have noticed there's some crazy markers on the floor, and that was so I could actually lay out the basement floor itself. Found out when designing something like this, it's really hard and really important you get it right first time, so in the end I had to use lots of markers just to make sure I got this right. As you can see, I've moved down now and I'm now working on the inside floor layouts. That was because I wanted to remove that part of the ceiling so I could start to plan the next parts of the build. So I just removed my markers just then and just finishing up with some interior walls just so I can plan how the build's sort of going to look and where things are going to go. So I had the idea with this build, I want to give it a very modern feel, but at the same point I wanted to do it completely in the basement. I wanted to try and have as little on the top as I could, but I wanted to try and get this to sort of feel like it blends in with its surroundings, or at least try to feel quite environmentally friendly, that kind of idea. So I had the idea of covering it with these rows, and these are actually going to be raised up a little bit higher than the ground, so they're actually going to have a bit of size and depth to them, as you can see here. I'm going to cover them with grass as well, just try and blend them in a little bit. So it's quite a modern idea, but overall it covers a lot of that area up, but still allows a lot of light through as well. So it's kind of a strange thing to explain why I've done that, but I'm just really pleased with how it went, so kind of stuck with it. So probably most of you are wondering what I'm actually doing with the swimming pool around the edge and why it's such a weird shape. That is because that's actually going to be where the windows are going to go, and you'll actually see what I'm going to do with that shortly. The problem I found with basement builds is that because most of them are under the ground, light is a bit of a nightmare to get into these rooms, and unless you start using just pure light bulbs all the time, it starts to look very dark and dingy in the rooms. This kind of overcomes that problem. Again, with the big open area at the front, it means that a lot of these rooms actually get quite a lot of natural light, which is good. So what I've done now is you can see there's a nice big area of sort of a raised grassy area there. That's going to be kind of a sitting area, and you can see I've put down the area of a path leading to the stairs that are going to take you down to the main build or up to that decked area. Just to give you guys a heads up, there are a couple of cheats enabled which you just saw me put in there. One of them is the entitlement cheat, which basically unlocks every single item in the game for me, and the other one is the move objects cheat, which is going to be integral when it comes to actually placing some plants and some trees down shortly. Because the big problem I have with this is something the base Sims hasn't seemed to work out, is the fact that when you're building like trees and stuff, a lot of times you want to put some flowers around the base, but because these are all then overlapping, a lot of the time it won't let you place them very closely, or if it does, the overlap doesn't look very good. So I find the move object sheet is something I'm turning on more and more just to allow me to place items closer together. So just as we move around the rest of the build now, the idea of what I'm working on here is just trying to cover up this area a little bit, and again trying to get it to blend in. I know there's a lot more trees and plants around here on this particular lot than there probably would be, but I want to try and cover up the area very nicely and give it this sort of hidden appeal. So as we move along now, you can see I'm just putting some plants on this column here, just over the top. Again, I've probably gone a bit over the top with this particular plants. I don't put this many on the rest of it, but I just really liked having that full of life along that particular bar, and the rest just have a sort of a scattering of some plants. You can also see I've put down some pots there as well that could be easily used for your Sims to plant. The only thing I will say is there are no steps up to that level, so if you were to want to actually use them as plants, you would need to look to put some stairs in somewhere so your Sims can actually get and walk on the top of that. So just finishing up now with all the plants and stuff all around the main base, just covering some nice areas there. I'm just going to put some dirt down to make it look real. Okay, so the next step is to work on this decked area. So this decked area, as I said, I want to have a nice place to come and sit. So I'm going to start off by putting a bench down with some lamps either side, and also a table and chairs as well. I'm going to put a grill up at the back there so you can entertain people, and also I'm going to put a nice place you can have a campfire with some log chairs. I will stress that enough, this particular build is actually about sharing and entertaining. There are so many different, it's quite a small build for living in. There are 3 main bedrooms, but there's nothing, not a huge amount of space inside, yet there are so many places to entertain people. So yeah, I hope you guys get a lot of use out of that. So now it's time to move on to the actual design of the build itself. So to start off with, there's this nice open kind of entrance area that's all hidden by that nice roof, and just in general a nice place to be. So that being the case, I've put down a nice sort of light green floor, and now I'm working on these geometric designs. This is something I'm using a lot more in builds, and it was something by luck I bumped into the idea of quite a few builds ago, and I've used it quite a lot since, and overall you guys seem to really like it, and I have to admit I really love how the geometric shapes work. So yeah, really pleased with how that came out. So just a couple of lamps in now, and also going to put in a swimming pool in the front here. This one is actually usable, whereas the ones around the outside are not. So this one here, just going to put some lights in all around it to make sure it lights up nicely at night, so you can actually use it during the night time. And just a couple of designs there, a few steps in there, and there you go. So just finishing up, nice light, a dark green wood even, slats all around the centre of that area for the entrance, and on the outside I've put the brown slats in purely for the fact that I hated looking at the undecorated wall, so I wanted to put something around it. Also, I think it finishes off the design quite nicely. So now it's time to work on putting in some windows. So we're going to start off with the centre area here. We're going to start off with some nice big bay windows all the way around the main part of the build. We're also going to put in a couple of single slat windows either side of the main door there. So just as we carry on working on the front area here, you saw me put a couple of windows in just then for what will be the master bedroom, and I'll get to that one shortly. So just a couple of bits of sitting area and some nice chairs all the way around. Nice place for your Sims to come and sit over an evening, enjoy the sunrise or the sunset. And again, plenty of places to sit so you can have plenty of company all around, and basically share the evening with your friends. So then, it's time to work on the interior of the house itself. So here we go, we're going to start off with the master bedroom. So we've got a nice light pastel tone on the wall there, a nice light wood on the floor. We're going to put in a mirror and also some exercise machines. So we've got a running machine, we've got the cube there, and we've also got a weightlifting machine off to the side here as well. As we move in, we're going to put a rug down, and now it's time to actually move on to the bedroom area itself. So this proved to be one of my first problems in this. So I had the idea a little while back of fitted wardrobes going over the top of the bedroom itself. So I'm actually using kitchen cabinets to make this possible. The problem I've actually had is, for some reason, I'm not sure whether it's a move object cheat causing this problem, or whether it's simply to do with the way this is done in the basement lot, whereas I designed a lot of this in the overground first. The auto snap isn't working properly, so you'll find that I'm having a lot of fights with these cabinets. So just bear that in mind. If you do want to build this yourself, you may have a bit of problems. You might need to do a bit of trial and error with this, because at least in the basement lots this causes me nothing but grief, and you'll see that when we move into the kitchen. But overall, the design itself is really, really nice. So as you can see there, I've got a couple of bedside tables either side, each with those lamps on as well, and some lights on the back wall to finish it off. We've put a nice big rug down, also a TV stand, and a nice big TV at the foot of the bed as well. So now it's time to finish off the bedroom with a nice sitting reading area. So a couple of bookcases go in, a couple of nice chairs, a lamp in the corner, and a rug to finish it off. Again, just a nice place to come and sit and relax with an easy view of that windows outside there to the main entrance area. So now it's time for the ensuite bathroom. So the ensuite bathroom, we're going to start off with a nice light blue tiles on the wall and on the floor as well. We've got the nice wooden hearts there, toilet and medicine cabinet, some laundry, some decorative items there, and towels on the wall as well. A couple of floor lamps there, and a laundry basket. So as you can see, here is the prime example of what I'm doing with this nice big swimming pool there. So I've got some nice big windows in the bathroom here looking out, so you get some natural light in the daytime, so you don't need the lights on all the time, which is good. And also, because of the crazy angles of the swimming pool itself, means that you're never going to run into the situation where Sims can see into the room. So equally very good. So we're going to finish off here with that nice bathroom area, just swapping out the bath now. You can see I've got a nice modern sink there, a couple of cabinets either side with some decorative items and some mirrors as well. So this is kind of the closet. Now this is something that I had the idea for, I think it was a couple of builds ago, of trying to put a closet into something. It's not something you see very often in The Sims. You usually have to use a predefined closet, so I like the idea of having a walk-in one. So you can see here we've got a chest of drawers in there, we've got some nice big laundry space there, some clothes hanging on the racks, and also some shoes on the floor as well. Okay, so this particular part of the build, this is the teenage boys' bedroom. Now, I will stress this, although these two bedrooms for, you got a boys and a girls' bedroom here, these could easily be converted into nurseries, child's bedrooms, or left as teenage bedrooms, or even for full-grown Sims if you wanted. So you can see we've got a nice big double bed here, some lamps either side there. Again, nice big, essentially a bay window looking out into the swimming pool area for the natural light element. A nice big rug. All of this is in pretty neutral tones, with the exception of the wall, which is in that light pastel blue. Everything else is pretty neutral. A few posters on the wall, bearing in mind, but again could easily be changed for more tasteful pictures if you wanted. Another thing I will say is you don't necessarily have to fill all these rooms up, so you could actually leave some of these rooms for entertaining. If you want to have Sims over for a bit of a party, you could easily leave some of these rooms empty for anyone to use. There is a desk in the corner with a couple of lamps, some plants, some decorative items, and a computer as well. A couple of bits of artwork on the wall, some nice panoramic shots there, and now it's time to move into the second of these two bedrooms. So this is kind of the teenage girls' bedroom. So we've got a nice light red and pink walls with the white wood trim. We've got a nice pink bed, a pink rug as well, some bedside tables again with some candle lights on, a laundry basket in the corner, and a violin as well. So just moving around now, we've got a chest of drawers in the corner there. We've got a desk as well that's going to go in shortly. We've got a nice bookcase, also a nice big flat screen TV on the wall as well there. Some decorative creative items there, so we've just got a couple of statues, and here comes the desk now with computer, a nice pink bear with his red heart there, and also a nice chair to go with it as well. So again, nice big bay windows. I've not gone for floor to ceiling bay windows there, so I've gone for the slightly smaller ones, which means I can put those nice big curtain drapes over the top there, put a chair just underneath those windows, and a nice sound system as well to complete the room very nicely. So now we move on to the bathroom. So this is not an ensuite, this is just a regular bathroom for any Sim to use. So we've got a nice light coloured wallpaper there, and those nice little tiles on the floor. Again, not a floor to ceiling window, just one of the smaller ones which lets enough natural light in, but still got a lamp over the top as well. Shower, couple of cabinets and a rug underneath, a towel rack, nice big mirror, and obviously a couple of towels either side of the sink there. Some decorative items, so we've got some soap, we've got some candles, we've got some colognes, some nail polishes, pretty much anything you'd want in a bathroom really, and a couple of natural lights above the mirror there as well. Nice big corner bath in now. So corner bath is a really nice touch for this bathroom. A laundry basket as well for your washing. Obviously another towel rack and some decorative items there, and also the toilet to complete the room itself. So this last room is a bit of a strange one. I've used this one as a study area. It could actually be used for anything, to be honest. If you could find a better use for it, by all means go ahead. I like the idea of using this as a bit more of a study. So you've got some nice artwork on the wall there. You've also got some lamps, a bookcase. You're going to have a desk that's going to go in here. You can just see a speaker on the wall there as well. So here we go in with the desk, obviously rug underneath, chairs, and a nice leather chair there, and a computer will go on there shortly with the desk lamp as well. As we move round then, obviously more artwork on the wall, obviously some lamps over the window, a nice big statue in there, and a chessboard as well. So as you can see, a nice place to come and just get creative, or just practice your skills up, or even play some games out the way of the main room itself. So speaking of the main room, this is now time we start to work on the living area and also the kitchen area. So again, nice big windows there. Obviously we've gone with a light pastel colour on the wall there, light pastel yellow, with that lovely wood trim there. I've put a really light white wood floor down. I will change the colour of that shortly and make it slightly darker, as you can see there. But again, I think the slightly darker actually works really nicely. So again, this lot based entirely around entertaining. So we've got nice 3 and 2-seater sofas here, all around on that nice rug, all around a nice big TV there as well. Some lamps above everything to lighten it up. Again, this is a prime example of where the natural light is key. If this didn't have those windows there, it would be purely lit by lamps, which would actually probably not make it a very nice place to be. But overall, I think with those lovely bay windows leading out to the front there and the front door, with those lovely bay windows at the back there, it really does complete the room very nicely. So at the back here you can see I've put down another set of sofas and chairs there, either side of the bookcase, with some statues as well, and some potted plants on them to complete them. Just finishing up by lighting up that hallway corridor area as well. just put a spotlight in at the top and just finish off this area with a nice table, a couple of lamps and a statue in the centre there. Obviously, no room would be complete without a piano, a nice big grand piano that is, and now it's time to move into the kitchen table, sitting, entertaining, whatever area you really want to call it. It kind of falls into the category of all three. So then, a couple of lamps either side. We've gone for a nice stone floor there as well. We've got either side on the wall, we've got a nice light pastel blue, exactly the same style as already in use, just in a slight change of colour. As you can see, nice big cabinets and a nice long wall of cabinets there that will become like a breakfast bar as well. We've got a nice modern fridge, a corner piece of the cabinet, and also a nice oven, cooker, stove in the middle there, and a microwave as well. So the idea of this is I want to try and keep it a bit more of a horseshoe shape, and you can see here is a prime example of the problems I'm having with the layout of this particular build. It being underground caused me nothing but grief. You can see I'm having to play with the heights quite dramatically. For those wondering, if you have the move objects cheat on, if you select an item and hold down Alt and then press 0 or 9, the item will raise up or down the wall. Just bear that in mind. If the item is a snap to system like this particular one, you may have to use the hand tool as well. It starts to get a bit awkward, but again, still managed to fit them nice and tight with the top of the wall there. Putting some lamps in now, and now it's time to work on the actual decorative items. So we've got a nice fruit bowl there, sauces, spice rack, knife block in there as well, and a plant on the edge there just to finish it off. A couple of bits of artwork now on the walls, family portraits and a corkboard, and now some stools as well. So we've got a mix of stools. So we've got this light colour and also a light blue colour to try and match and contrast off the walls a little bit. So you've got a nice alternating system there, and a nice big table and chairs. So as you can see here, we've got an 8-person table and chairs there in the centre. We've also got more than enough stool space to entertain a quite large group of Sims. So you could easily have all your friends over for a nice party, nice sit down meal, and it would just in general be a nice place to be. So the last step of this particular build is to light up the swimming pool in the night time. So what we've done here is just put a few spotlights on the floor here just to act as another source of light. So when it gets a bit dark, your Sims can have some natural light through the windows, or at least make it seem like some natural light. So as we move into the glamour shots now, I'm afraid the glamour shots are going to be a little bit of a problem. I found out an interesting problem with The Sims, that my glamour shot system doesn't work for anything in the basement. So I'm afraid we're going to have to settle for some stills. But I really do hope you have liked the Down Under project. If you have, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It means so much to me if you do, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Stay tuned as well. I have a new series starting on Tuesday, so keep your eyes out for that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to download this, don't forget you can do it on the Mysterious Mr. Ryan gallery page on The Sims 4. But for now, I'm out. I'll see you later, and take care.